Hope so. No. Well, because it means I might finally get a win on stream. Otherwise, it's just.
Oh, we are on stream. I heard a chain.
Yeah. You have the advantage.
This table feels a little empty for some reason.
It's because. Yeah, it's usually the mat's usually on the middle, right, with the black.
That's what it is. Yeah.
With the with the black.
Something's wrong. Oh.
Woo!
Why didn't I get that?
Hey, it would be first round.
I'm tempted.
Just, do you have it in as a sideboard?
I do have it in as a sideboard. Because it's actually really good. I figured out I think it's better against chain.
Yeah, probably right. Just because chain just kind of goes over too effectively.
It takes too long to set up.
Yeah.
Like, it's not impossible, but it's just very difficult. I mean, I've still lost. So, but at least it felt closer when I lost.
Yeah.
Okay. Somewhere in here is my helmet.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 74 slots have 14 slots.
I did not empty my sideboard before I quit playing on Wednesday, so now I don't remember which cards are which.
6. 74 have 14 slots. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 14, 6, 7 cards. Nine, 30. 3. 4, 5, 6. 6. Just make sure I have enough cards because I haven't sideboarded with this list before.
Go for it. Because of putting in equipment, so I can do the raid sideboard, it's like I don't have much left because I had to put in Tunic too. It doesn't make sense to keep courage from that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's good stuff, right?
Yeah. I think it's a little special here. No, that's the reason
Yeah.
I'm just like, I need to go back. I need to go back. Did you cut?
Yeah, I did a cut.
Well, then I will cut.
There we go. That is a 4 from me.
Solid roll. I'll go second.
Alrighty. Good luck.
Yeah, you too, man.
Hopefully not too much luck for me though this time, right?
Yeah, no.
Compared to last
that
time.
one was nuts.
Alrighty. Tunic goes to 1.
I almost don't even want to look. Because as soon as I look, it's like, gosh, I went first.
She went first. Express lightning for 3, charging.
If it was like a technique, it's just like
I mean, no blocks.
No attack reactions? Yep. Alrighty. And then I'll just Arsenal and pass back to you.
Sure. Ah, I forgot to do my halo. That's just unfortunate. Okay, that's fine. Engulfing light. Charging.
No blocks.
You were supposed to block.
My bad.
It's okay. Raise it for +3.
Yep.
Again.
So yeah, still no defense reactions. So
Okay.
taking 7.
6.
6. Oh, it is 6. It's just not 4 because I haven't blocked yet. So used to.
It's like a soul.
Yeah.
Saber for 2.
And no blocks again.
Sure. Pass to you.
Take up tunic to 2. Express lightning for 4, charging.
No blocks.
I'll attack react, give it +3, and go again.
Sure. 6, 7.
Yep. I'll then play Luminar Ascension. And Raiden for 4.
Seriously, this never. Or take 1.
Yeah, and I'll attack react as well. Give it go again. Hit trigger. Hits. Goes into soul. Gain 1. And then I will just Raiden for 4 or 5 again.
That's for 4.
Yeah.
Take 4.
No attack reactions. Trigger. Hits. Gain 1. And then I will Arsenal and pass back to you.
Oh, yeah. Look at my deck and I was like, what was I doing? You strike for 7?
after heading on its own, you don't know. And we attack somebody. You can do things. Well, I mean, you play the consumer volition and then force me to lock it, otherwise you instant speed. You discard a card.
Oh yeah.
I just realized my phone was still on.
Oh, I see.
Wait a second.
Probably not the best. This is interesting. I'll declare no blocks.
Reactions?
Taking 7.
Sure. Well, Arsenal and pass
Yeah.
to you.
Tunic ticks up to 3. If I take fight, paying with tunic, and charging. So for 2 with go again.
No blocks.
No attack reactions.
Take 2.
Play Valiant Thrust for 7, pitching 1.
So I'm blocking for 3, you're attacking 1. Pitch for 3, Dawnblade for 4.
Block 5, take.
So yeah, I'll give it a
3.
go again. That goes up to 8. Yep, so taking 3. And giving it a go again off Bolton. And then I will Raiden for 3. Yep. And pass back to you.
Bolt of Courage for 3, charging.
Block 3.
Sure.
Go again.
Draw and pass to you.
Tunic to 1. Oh, E-strike for 7.
I have a feeling that probably got just a little bit too dark just now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's pretty similar to Jason's. Like Dawnblade, tomes. I reckon that's probably where you want to be, right? And they can't play 4 in the moment unless it's consumer culture. I'm not sure. It's like you trigger arcane damage a lot, so maybe it is.
We're going to Caleb go first.
Yep.
Your turn.
6, take 1.
I will attack, react, and give it a go again. And I will illuminate for 4.
3, take 1.
Yep. This goes into Soul. I'll then Arsenal and pass back to you.
Sure. Calling and pass back. So that's what I do.
Alrighty.
You can't manipulate it though.
Tunic ticks up to 2.
It's not like it's not like everyone we ever finish it. We'll finish it.
Play a blue plundron from Arsenal. So next tick gets +1. Shing 3, I will V of the Vanguard charging once, so that is for 5 or 6. Just for everyone watching.
Black 3, take 3.
I'll attack react, yeah, give it go again. Draw off Plundron's effect. I'll then take flight for 5 with go again. That's resolved, so I'll just stick that there. Yep. And I will Raiden for 3. Sorry, for 4.
Yeah, black 3, take 1.
Yep. And then I'll Arsenal. Oh.
I draw and pass back to you.
Alrighty. Turn goes to 3. V of the Vanguard. Charging twice. For 5 or 6. Give it go again. Bolt of Courage for 5. If it hits, draw a card.
2 of these in a row.
Yeah, it's quite rough.
What was that saying about not drawing?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's just wrong, man. That's just wrong. 3, take 2.
Yeah, give it go again. Draw off Bolt of Courage. Oh, that's a nice top deck. Bolt of Courage for 5.
That's just annoying.
Give it a go again as well. So, oh, sorry, that's for 4, not 5. Yeah.
Take 1.
Draw off Bolt of Courage.
Oh, it would be that one.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's not even like engulfing lights. It's gonna be both.
Raiden for 5. Yep.
This is basically over.
Yeah, the double V turn kind of does that, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's quite rough.
And then top dragon's their cost.
Yeah, exactly. Bolt of Courage for 3, charging.
No blocks.
I'll attack react and give it +3 from Courageous Steel Hand. And go again. May as well do that at the same time. Draw off Bolt of Courage. That is quite nice. Lumina. Raiden for 4 or 5.
That's insane.
I'll attack react. I'll give it +3 and go again. So that's now up to 8. Lumina trigger. Game 1. I have 2 resources floating, and then I will braces, which closes the chain, and then 4. This is for 5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that was
Quite rough.
absolutely insane draws. Again.
That was nuts. Good game, man. Oh.
Not really.
Yeah, I know.
It was not a very good game.
It was felt very one-sided.
Kind of just being super. This is the main problem.
Especially I started to feel bad when you had to kind of halo to try and fix a hand right. I noticed halfway through it's like, oh, that's when it's super rough as well.
Oh, I should have haloed turn 1. I just slipped my mind. No, I was hoping to draw into like an actual decent defense reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
I had the one sink at the beginning and didn't draw another defense reaction the entire game.
Yeah, it's
I think I was about right here, so we'll see.
I wanted to keep them, but I was like, these are the It's crazy.
Oh yeah, no. So I had to get that far down to get to the next one.
far out. Yeah, it's just not happening at that point, really, is it? Super, super rough.
And then there's the sink, there's another one. Maybe I had to be literally on the bottom. Yeah, the sink. Where's my others? Yeah. That was brutal.
You kill me if I don't hit. Yeah, I just play devil sick. Oh, you actually got some hits.
Snake is maybe better. Sigil.
You actually just shadow. You play shadow and you snap princess. You play me and you cards. We could play this. Yeah, this. That might be it.
I have Pointed Spring Tunic. For this deck, it's like for a budget option, you could probably go for Blood Drop Bouquet, but Tunic's actually pretty important for this deck, especially for stuff like V and Take Flight. Not having to pitch a card to play those just makes them insane value, right? So it kind of like Take Flight with Tunic is the same effectively the same as Express Lightning Red, but already has Go Again. So it doesn't matter if they're block or not. Same with V of the Vanguard. Like V off Tunic and being able to put 2 cards in Soul and still have a massive turn is super, super good. But if you don't have Tunic, Blood Drop Brocade also works really well, especially because one of your main combos is Valiant Thrust and Take Flight. So if you don't have Tunic, you can go Take Flight with Tunic, and most people are taking the Take Flight because it already has Go Again, and then you can break Blood Drop to play your Valiant Thrust for free. But yeah, Tunic's probably the best card in the deck, to be honest. Just for turning on stuff.
So solid.
Yeah.
That's why it's my choice if I play random from the
Yeah.
sideboard. Like,
It's
there's just
super
no way
good.
around it.
I mean, yeah. Apart from Tunic, honestly, you can play this deck on like a pretty good budget. Like, you don't even need E-Strikes. You can play Cross the Line instead of E-Strikes if you don't have them. Gallantry Gold still works great. Or Stubby Hammers if you want. Braces is just a block too. Same with Skullcat. You can switch Skullcat for Halo, Hope Merchant's Hood, or if you really want the block Iron Rot. But yeah, it's just having Tunic to just for all your 1 costs with the charge becomes super valuable.
That's interesting in the center of my deck.
That is very interesting.
Actually, it would have been a terrible draw.
How about cross traps instead? Cross traps may be doable. Depends what you're running. Cross traps probably works.
What's the activated cross trap again?
Is the next attack costs 2 less.
2 less, that's what it is.
So it effectively
It's
does
basically the same.
effectively does the same thing.
You can use it to play what's it called? Bolting Blade.
Yeah.
After charging.
Like so, yeah, cross trap and bolting blade definitely works after charging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking like for chain as well. I mean, chain matchups are already pretty hard. If you want like the closest equivalent to Tunic for chain with paying for arcane damage off it, it'd still be blood drop, right? So you take 1 damage and you like blood drop to get 1 resource. But yeah, Tunic is definitely the best card because you get to use it multiple times per game. But yeah, cross trap, blood drop, even best to the first fist as well. I guess as close as you can get. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, crew unlimited Tunic should hopefully be quite cheap.
Unless they don't foil it, in which case then it'll be expensive.
Yeah.
If it's a non-foil, it's going to be different than the other ones.
Yeah.
So it's got value again. But I really don't expect that.
Yeah. It just means more Tunics in circulation. Yeah, exactly. Less conditional and blood drop. Yeah, so I think if you want something more reliable, if you're really caring about the first attack on the chain, cross trap's probably better than blood drop. Because Vest and blood drop essentially do the same thing, in this deck at least.
I wanted to mimic your deck, but I only have 1 of these.
Yeah, I'm actually running Jason's list just trying out Jason's list from the Devastation.
Oh, really?
So it's different from last week, just seeing what I like about it and what I don't. I noticed that, what is it, Valiant Thrust is just better than, what's the go again one? Battlefield Blitz?
Battlefield Blitz.
At least in this, when I'm going super aggro and I don't care a lot about having massive souls, I feel like Valiant Thrust, I'm already reacting with the soul to give it go again.
People that are watching don't
Yeah.
know them.
Yeah, I've got Valiant Thrust right
Yeah,
here.
I don't think I have them in this deck, so.
So yeah, at least in this list, like the super aggro one, where you don't really care about super high soul counts, Valiant Thrust is actually just a better Battlefield Blitz because you're giving this go again anyway, so it's 1 for 7 rather than 1 for, I think 5 is the red one with go again already. Yeah. But yeah, so that's one thing I'll change in my list is Valiant Thrust is actually a nuts card.
This is my sideboard. Well, obviously this deck is at 60. But
Yeah.
This is,
Thank you,
I
Sidewall.
think I need 6 to put in for each matchup. I hate this, but the combo doesn't work without these for Prism.
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
Yeah, I've got actually a card that you might want to consider for Chain to make it maybe playable. It probably doesn't change too much. What Jake's got is Blue Impenetrable Belief.
Oh, see, I quit running those because it's just like 1 extra defense.
Yeah, it's like blue block 4, so it turns off some stuff, but it probably doesn't change a lot, right, into Chain, at least on setup.
My original build for this deck
Yeah.
had 3 of those in the sideboard.
Yeah, for
But it
sure.
was like, it was only for Chain.
Yeah.
That's the only time it was useful, and I just...
And the Chain match was still like way too hard anyways.
Yeah,
I guess.
exactly. It's just a pure race.
Yeah.
I think Raiden has way more of a chance against Chain than the combo
Yeah.
deck. There's just not enough time to set up.
But yeah, still feels like an uphill battle against Chain, especially last week when I played
I
it.
don't think there's any deck that doesn't feel like an uphill battle against Chain.
I think Aggro Katsu feels a bit more like a coin flip, but because you both of you just taking each other's turns.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. Chain. I think I had the close game against Elijah last week on Chain as the aggro Bolton, and that's because he got up to 4 Soul Shackles without hitting a single Blood Deck card off of his banishes. So for half the game, he didn't have his hero ability, and he still beat me. Like, it was close, and for half the game, he didn't have his hero ability.
My closest was I was running my Bolton sideboard in this deck Wednesday against Nick, but it was not for the game. It was just a fun one afterwards.
Yeah.
So we weren't really playing our hardest.
Yeah.
He still beat me, but I think he was down to 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe he was on 1. I don't remember.
You get them lower, for sure, but I don't know.
I just had 2 hands where I just ran out of gas, and it was like, oh, there goes all my pressure.
Yeah. I don't know if we have... Liam might be on it. We don't have anyone in yet playing Chainless more closer to Jason's, which is like, I'll kill you on turn 3. Whereas the other ones here are a bit more rampy rather than explosive, but I think Liam said he might be on a variation of that tonight. It's probably better in the mirror as well. If you're able to threaten lethal on like turn 3 in the mirror, chain mirror, it's probably better.
That's just obscene.
Yeah, and he's doing it consistently as well. I was just watching the games, just like, man. Just so many ways to manipulate his hand with Dimensional Crossroads or Gateway, Dimensional Gateway, Sonata, and one.
So if he knew that deck, how did they not figure out how Chain was so broken before they released the set?
Yeah. There's either a way that we haven't figured out, or Nick was saying it's probably because Arya's like 2 months away, right?
Yeah.
And Arya's I'm assuming because Arya's got a good ranger is probably what does it, right? I mean, you can.
Yeah. Best chance, as sad as that sounds.
Against Chain, like.
That everybody else can beat Chain.
Yeah, you just silver bullet
fairly
Chain.
consistently.
Yeah, you're just dominating sleep darts and reading the ledgers into them.
Look at Johnny. Read in the ledger to me on this deck 6 turns in a row. It's like, why?
Yeah, Aaron last week as well.
Read in the ledger dominated me 6 times in a row.
I think it's Aslan. Kevin got rid of the ledger 6 times in a row as well, and he was playing Bolton last week. It just felt so bad. I was watching the sidelines.
Well, the worst part is when he did me, I had the combo cards in my hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know why it's not. I can't block twice, so I can't get up to 6.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't draw a soul shield to save my life.
It feels.
How much time do we have? You say these are mine? No, those aren't mine.
No, these are mine. We have. Oh, the streamers.
Oh yeah, I paused it. Probably. Just
Live. We got 21 minutes. I should probably take that.
Oh, your time is working. Because I didn't have the stream running on my screen. Oh, the one on your screen's not on. 21:21.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, well, nobody knows what'll be done
No,
with
not.
the next set. Like, until we have the cards and have time to play with them,
Yeah.
you know, the Ranger could be the next broken class, or it can be another bin class.
Yeah.
Like,
I really hope they make at least Ranger somewhat top tier or close, at least playable, right?
yeah, at least playable.
I really, because Azalea's super cool as it is, right? People still play Azalea.
Are really good. She just needs better cards to go
Yeah.
with her mechanics.
I mean, the fact that people still play Azalea devotedly, despite her being like the worst constructed hero in the game, really it's like a really good design, right? You kind of do fulfill the range of fantasy, but unless you're against a chain, you're not having a good time at all.
Yeah. Or if you can dread the ledger somebody 6 turns in a row.
Yeah.
You know.
Dominate. I found like even with Katsu, I don't really care. Even on aggro Katsu, I'm like, okay, I'll just block out all your arrows, and then I have Kodachis with blues at the end of the game, and you don't. It's okay. I got Consuming Volition 3. Oh, that's fucking rough.
Which one's consuming volition?
The one where if you take arcane damage, you had to discard a card for hits, and had his triple Lumina combo ready and save his Bolton, and then got Consuming Volition.
No.
Yeah, 3 times.
Oh, with 30.
Oh.
No, that's so rough.
That's
You're like, I'm
tragic.
finally going to win.
Yeah, I finally got it.
And they're like, nope,
Nope.
nope, and
Nope.
nope.
That's so rough as well because they're banishing. The banishes were just perfect. The
Yeah.
draws and banishes just really lined up. My lord.
Oh, yeah, it's to me.
Yeah.
I was going to jokingly say hi to me when we started, but I didn't because I
No,
didn't,
no, if it was.
I do it every other time. So I
Yeah.
was like, I'm not going to do it this time.
No.
Spice things up a bit.
When you call it the take.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just something different for once.
Yeah.
If I had skill cup enough time to no brand Halo. If it makes you feel any better, when I was playing on Wednesday, I forgot to put any no rune on when I played against you. The game was over fairly quickly.
Yeah.
After the game started, I looked down and went, oh.
That's not
But he didn't notice until I said it. I'm like, oh, even worse.
That happened once when me and Nick were playtesting for the calling for Blitz. We were playtesting the OTK Viz deck into Ira. And we sat down to play and we got like halfway through the game until we realized that Nick hadn't hidden his null rune gloves against OTK Viz. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you just gotta swap those out halfway through our testing just to make sure.
I was going to say, and you were like, attack for 20?
Yeah. I would have if it was a real game, but we're testing, so like, hey, may as well see how it actually works. But yeah, see, there's no rune. Get to 20 rune shots.
Yeah. Well, then I didn't think it through because we did our play run the next, because we had so much time to
Yeah.
get the second game. And I put in a helmet, and I was like, oh wait, no, and I swapped it for the gloves. And then after we started, I was like, I should have swapped it for my boots. Like, I was running Raiden. Those boots
Oh,
are
yeah.
useless.
You know, boots actually would be quite good.
Yeah.
Really want. Honors? Yeah. I mean, there's got snags in this. I want to see how much snags really help. I feel like it's kind of like putting a band-aid over like a burst artery is what it kind of feels like.
Snag would be hilarious on like when they have a whole bunch of, is it Rift Bind?
Yeah,
All
Rift
those plus one for non-attack
Yeah.
actions, and you're like,
No, thank you.
nah.
It feels better definitely in the control decks when they're doing that, but like in the aggro matchups, I wonder they got to play at least 4 non-attack actions before, or a howl. No, 4 non-attack actions before the snag is better than a blue block 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how commonly that actually occurs. Like the situation comes up, especially if they're racing you.
Snag would be fun against Bolton.
Does it work? It works for attack reactions. It doesn't work for Bolton, I think. I just double check the text.
Oh, it says that it can't gain plus.
Plus from their own effects or the effects of attack reaction cards. It can't gain attack. So it can get an attack from Bolton's hero ability.
Attack reaction cards, yeah.
But you couldn't Razor it or Courageous Steel Hand for Go Again. But you could Bolton it still if they blocked.
Hit the block with it.
So if you went if you charge with like a yellow Express Lightning for 3 and they block the 3 and it gets +1 over
Yeah.
because it's Bolton's effect. So the snag wouldn't affect that. Seems pretty niche. Some people wanted to try when it first came out. Crew wanted to try into like Katsu,
Snag.
into Katsu.
That's Jared's snag one when we were playing against each other with his Prism deck. Because I had played, I was setting up my combo,
Yeah.
and I played, what was it, Engulfing Light or something like that.
Yeah.
And I did Beacon,
Yeah.
+1 to give it go again, and he snagged. So I
Aw.
just beaconed on top of the snag, because I had 2 in my hand. And then reacted off the resolution of the beacon before the snag resolved, because then the +1 stays.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, even if the +1 didn't stay, which it does, it would still resolve the go again.
Yeah.
The go again doesn't go away and it loses it.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah, I wonder what there's probably some pretty cool interactions with Snag and Bolton with like that attack reaction priority stuff.
Yeah. Well, like for example, Raiden stays a 0,
Yeah.
so it's useless to swing with it.
I like Raiden into Prism a lot if they have like an arc like Sentinel and like swing at you for 0. And
yeah.
it pops. It's like excellent.
Yeah. You know, that is good. Yeah, like, I wish I had more time to play test raid and bolting because I'm actually going to switch. Like I meant to switch yesterday, but I just didn't have time. The whole planning of the party.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the road to Nats in Wellington, I just not consistent enough.
Yeah, especially into chain, right?
Into anything.
Into anything, yeah.
I mean, into aggro Katsu it's fine, but into everything else.
Yeah.
Because Katsu is just like, do I really want to block that saber? It gets +2 with virtually every card in my deck.
Yeah, and if you get the combo off from the Katsu, it's like, okay, so I don't block and I take 4, or I block and I take 4. Excellent.
And it gets a permanent
And I guess I get the
until end
permanent
of this
+1.
combo. So you have to wait until the very last attack on each weapon before you block.
Yeah.
Which makes it so good. For me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's I'm switching to Raiden for Road to Nats. And then I'm going to have literally just Wednesday to play test it.
Which will be
I don't know.
interesting, yeah. Oh, you got busy on Fridays now, afterwards? After tonight? Or?
So my flight to go to Wellington is at 4. I have to leave my house at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, I see.
So I'm just not coming that Friday.
Yeah.
And then the following Friday, I'm not here either because my wedding reception's the next day, so I'm going to be at the venue setting stuff up.
Oh, yeah, of course. Probably best to go to that over the Armory.
I was told in no uncertain terms I'm going to that. I got away with coming to a skirmish the day after I got married. I can't get away with going to something the day before the reception.
That is fair.
Do remind you though, hey, I won the second skirmish.
You did. It was worth it.
I got a play mat.
Yeah.
And a box of cards. Not much else.
No.
I joke like the last 4 events that I played in, I won the wrong ones.
Oh, yeah, it's true, because you got nearly top 8 of the coin, so instead decided to win the skirmish, and then...
Didn't win the calling.
Yeah.
Won the win a box that we had at
Oh, yeah.
Zone.
And yeah.
Didn't win the win a case here. Won the
skirmish.
Never won an Armory.
No.
Not once.
Somehow. I think I've only won 3, either 3 or 4 armories in my lifetime. I think.
The secret is that the win a box and the skirmish I won were both sealed. And I'm good at sealed. Like, that's my thing.
I had fun first time we did Monarch draft. Oh, that was an absolute joy. I was sitting in the corner. I was the only one at the table drafting Bolton. I literally rocked up with like a basically decked out Bolton blitz deck.
So good.
Had
the first one I drafted Levia, I think, and that was a mistake.
Yeah. I'm trying to learn on Levia. I actually enjoy drafting Levia quite a lot now.
It depends on people around me are drafting.
Exactly, yeah. But it does feel nice popping all the Prism stuff.
Like, I almost always just go Prism if I can get enough bolting beams.
Yeah.
It depends on which. I almost always go light, just because I'm more comfortable with light here.
Yeah.
But which one I go depends on how many blinding beams I can get.
Yeah, exactly.
Because even if you don't get the gloves, if you have enough blinding beams, you can just crush.
Yeah. Exactly. But the gloves open up like a lot of stuff as well.
Yeah, they do.
I think that was at the skirmish, the sealed. I had my lethal turn, which I died because I had no more cards left in deck. Was like I had a frontline scout, I had my Dreamweavers and like a bunch of pumps, including Phantasmify, and my killing turn was like there's a little frontline scout for like 12 damage or some insane. I just had to pump him up all the way. I'm like, go little kid, get over the line, please.
Yeah. Well, I like blinding beam over gloves.
Yeah.
Because people only block with one card when they think they can pop a Phantasm.
Yeah.
So actually, it was one of my games at the skirmish. I had, I think it was a red blinding beam on my arsenal.
Yeah.
Then it was like, what is it? The plus light card in something light. It's like +3 to your next.
Oh,
attack.
Seek Enlightenment.
Seek Enlightenment.
And it goes into Soul for hits, I believe.
No, the one that's just a buff action card.
There is a light buff action, but it also has the thing if it hits, it goes into Soul.
It might be a generic. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
whatever, but it's like +3.
Yeah.
And it was like a I spent so long since I played Prism.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was that one, and it was like the +4 Phantasmify into a Chimera for like an insane number.
Yeah.
And he just blocks for 3, thinking he's gonna pop it, and I blinding beat him down. And so he loses like 10 or 12 health. It's like,
God, that must feel good.
oh yeah, because when they only have 20, it's like that's practically lethal every time.
Yeah. I'm popping it. No, you're not popping it.
Nope, and now you can't block.
Yeah.
Because there are no shadow defense reactions for the most part.
Yeah. You're probably not running right. I mean, you can play. So there's Guardian of the Shadow Realm, or you can play Rise Above. But most people don't like playing Rise Above.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Basically, all of my decks are like just Prism pile over.
Yeah.
To be honest. Like,
I mean, that's kind of like how the sealed works in Monarch, right? Sometimes if your pool isn't amazing for something, you just go the most consistent deck, which happens to be Prism.
Prism, yeah, because it's because the commons are actually good. That's
Yeah,
really
exactly.
what that amounts to.
It's a lot like Bravo and Welcome to Rafe
It's
Sealed.
the Welcome to Rafe Bravo, exactly. Or Vista Io.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a Rive Arcane. Or Azalea if you get enough, Salvage Slot, I believe is the one.
Is that the one that you get back?
Yeah, it's
No,
like
that's
the,
endless arrow that you get back.
it's the build your own drone, the one that if it hits it goes to the bottom of your deck.
Oh, okay.
So there's some Ranger piles that have enough salvage shots where they'll play that and they'll just play to dominate, so they're just constantly cycling the entire time.
Yeah.
Which is like a similar effect of swinging for 4 with a weapon every turn.
Yeah.
But it's dominated, yeah.
You're just poking for 1 basically with the 3 block on the dominate.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Yeah.
over and over.
Yeah.
But yeah, Viz pile's a bit more common. Or you pull Induction Chamber.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah. Hear about the calling that I went to in Auckland, which was the Blitz one, this Pro Quest?
That's the one oh no, the ProQuest would have been.
Not the Pro Quest, right? I can't remember what they called it. The Battle Hardened, that was like before the Blitz main event, they had a sealed Arcane Rising and draft. Kiki Labad pulled an Induction Chamber and a Skull Cap in the sealed pool.
We've got round 2 pairings. Morgan versus Stephen.
There you go.
Michael versus Kevin. Liam versus Callum. Sasha versus Kenny. Rowan versus Nick. Caleb versus Elijah. And Ryan versus me.
Oh, good.
Ryan's like, oh, pretty well. I'll watch the hit.
Oh wow, that is super close to where my head goes.
I need to put a side there or something like that. I need to move it over.
Are you more worried about the person or the camera?
Both.
Okay, 'cause- yeah. Yeah, you want to move it to last side probably, because this is the direction people
This
go.
is work that I don't have time for right now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Caleb, Liam, Elijah. Yeah.
Where are you set up?
Did you win on the first stop? There we go.
Right. I think
Yeah. On the stream, cool.
You want to say anything?
Sure.
Never felt worried. Sure, half of damage.
Would I ever play anything else, Green?
Trying to get it out under this.
Prism?
No,
Oh.
Chain Arena. I lose into Warrior too much on Prism to actually justify playing Prism,
Yeah.
realistically. If I didn't lose into Warrior, then I'd consider playing Prism. Because I can handle Leviat and Rhino being instant losses,
Yeah.
but I can't handle... Yeah, I can't handle Warrior being an instant loss as well. Because the Bravo matchup's fine. It's actually
That's
fine.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
It doesn't matter if you know
It's actually not
it'll hold
as one-sided as everyone thought it was.
Yeah.
Am I blind?
I think I might side
Is it Errol? Yes, it is Errol.
Then I use a very specific warrior,
Oh, that's not my hero.
like to match with playmat.
Yeah, the Glimmer.
Right. Let's hope this game goes a little bit better than my last matchup against Chainhead.
you play against Shane last round?
Yeah, I got Steven. It was close, but I think I just made some mistakes early game, like under blocking when I couldn't actually do a lot with my hand.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
This is the only decision I have to really toss up, is these two.
Where you're putting in the carry and muscular. It was interesting as well that Stephen was running the outside competing against him, which was an interesting thing, because he knows I run sigils. So, yeah. Not that it mattered much, I didn't pick any of them at all.
Yeah.
I think he is just.
I would almost do an over-under wager for the
Yeah.
road to nationals that it's going to be at least 50% chance. And
I don't want to, but I think I have to. Realistically.
What would you run instead? Is that
Eighth and I wave.
Oh, okay, interesting.
But I think I need to be able to actually block out your most important turn.
Yeah. Yeah, no, fair enough.
So I'm just going to throw it away first turn and be like, wow,
That was
one
that
life
was-
every turn.
Yeah, that was actually the thing that Stephen thought about because I threw out Nourishing Emptiness turn 1.
Oh, you just had a damage. It's a turn slower. You just have a turn slower.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Yeah. So that was like great for me. But,
Wondering what everyone's playing.
But,
oh, that he didn't block it out with the carrying last.
yeah, good.
It was, great for me. Card in arsenal, 5 cards in hand.
Yeah. Sorry, just rearranging my tokens because they will need to be in a certain order because they're...
I just got one because I have to now. It's a rule where if you miss a trigger, you get punished. So,
Yeah. 5.
7.
Guess we're going first.
Yeah,
There's no way you're letting me go first.
yeah. You're right. Okay.
It would be nice to go first though if you did,
No, I'm going first.
damn it.
Yeah.
This hand is a very nice first turn hand.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't even do a lot. I just make a token and swing for 1 and 1. And then I arsenal. And then my next turn's just really good.
That's the next turn is the problem there. Double 5. One hit go again. Nothing floating, 1 in hand, 7 arsenal. It's turn 1.
3. We'll block 3 more than I need to.
Here we go.
I think that's just fine. And then we'll draw 3.
Arsenal, drop, pass.
Yeah.
This doesn't go towards it, doesn't No, it does not. I'll do the same thing for eight hands. Get 2,
Oh, I'm playing pretty much Jason's list. So no carry and muscular. Just I mean, they just hit ridiculous game when you're doing it for 5 from me.
Where's that 1 and 1 I was promised, Nick?
It's changed slightly.
Yeah?
That's because I didn't get to go first. If I go first, then it's just better to arsenal one of my cards.
And now I actually gave you stuff to play with, so it becomes harder.
So I think I'm going to go
Uh-huh.
play that. Create a soul shackle.
Yep.
Pitch. And come in for a 4 with go again. Just 4.
Played an attack, non-attacking. Just 4 with go again.
Yeah.
Seeds are still up. No block. Take 4.
Yep. Create a rune charm.
Cool.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I mean, I think it's like
And then we're going to pitch an additional 3 and turn that rune charm to 2.
Cool.
Arsenal and pass.
Yep.
A waste of a seeds, but I wanted it at 4.
I get you. Alright, pitch 3. Warriors Valor. Still Blade Supremacy. Dawnblade 4, 8. On a hit, go again. On a hit, draw a card. Nothing floating. 1 in hand, 1 in arsenal.
good as my hand. Dun, dun, dun.
Actually. And thankfully for me, Skullcap is turned off for mix, which I like to see.
So we're at 8, right?
Yep. 8, 1 in hand, 1 in arsenal, nothing floating.
Yeah, I cut that out.
The problem with this, with both of them in this matchup, it's like the early game, right? When you have something happens there. Well, doesn't suck, right?
I think Raven Bolton is a lot better early game than my Bolton was.
Yeah, but doing something like this is just like, oh, they're great in the chain. Well, I'm just gonna take 4 resources.
This is a mistake. Dum, 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 dum. Take 8.
Cool. Drawing card off of Supremacy.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm just going to bring that down there while I play this out. Hit and run.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch 3. Grey Forge Braces.
Do you want to go first?
Dawnblade for 3, 4, 6, 8. With go again. 1 card in arsenal, 1 floating.
So take 3.
On a hit, draw a card.
So what's that at again?
8.
8.
1 card in arsenal, 1 floating. Counter on the line.
It's only 4 minutes. It's only 4 minutes.
We'll just block 8.
Cool. Glad to see both Kieran Husk and Skullcap used up there. And that was I'm really happy about that hit and run. Would have been better if it was a red, but not too bad.
Finish the top card of my deck.
Cool.
So shadows, it's a miss. I'm going to pitch for 1. We're going to play Art of War, choosing +1 and banish.
Yep. Shocker.
Banish, draw 2.
That is a shocker that it's not a blood dead.
Going to pitch again to play Art of War again, choosing +1 and banish.
Cool.
Banish,
Yep.
draw 2.
I'm glad to see 2 of those out of there already. So that's +1 on both of those,
Yep.
yeah?
Yep.
Pay the card into the light card. So I'll putting a light card in the soul check, draw a card. Obviously what I needed.
Shadow Puppetry into Bounty and Demagon for 3, 4, 5, and 2 rune chance.
I didn't bring another
Cool.
card for
On hit, I get a look at the top of my deck, and I may banish it if I want to.
Yeah.
So it's a
5, 2 rune chance.
yeah,
Look at the top card and banish it.
yeah. And I have 1 resource remaining.
No go again?
It is go again from Shadow Puppetry.
Shadow Puppetry. Okay. I think I care more about the arcane than I do about the actual damage. I think. I don't know. I
I
think
mean, I may reveal a Riftbind, and it may be nice. I may reveal something.
Find,
Yeah,
Consuming Volition, all those kind of cards.
can't play with Supreme Vision if I reveal it off this. But I also might have 1 in hand. You never know.
You might have 1 in hand. That's the thing, right? Arcane kind of becomes, which this may just be my mentality going into change. Arcane is the name of the game. Take care of the arcane, and
fine.
then no block for the. Do I want to block the physical? What is it? 5.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll block 5 here. So 2, 4, 5.
Cool.
Big slight for 4 charging. Let's go again because I've charged. That's going to be the hardest part of switching. Remembering to
Took this up to 2.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to decide which order this is best in.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I've finished entire games with the tunic, only tunic once or twice.
Yeah, 6.
One. Oh, sorry. 3.
I haven't done.
What gives it? Oh, it's the Art of War.
2 out of war's given it.
And that lasts until you do.
Yeah.
Great. 6.
Yeah, we'll go again.
I go.
No resource remaining. 1 card in hand.
Yeah, that's what I was. Right. Take 6. Down to 30.
Nebula for 4.
And
If it hits,
hits
creates a rune
Rune
charm.
Charm.
Yep.
No blocks.
Cool. Create a rune charm.
Cool. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Raiden for 3.
Assuming volition. I have been caught out more than once by that card, which makes me really scared of that card.
So
Yeah.
becomes 4 because Yep. Sure. I will
Pitch 3.
Mm-hmm.
Dawnblade for 3.
One, two.
2 floating, 2 in hand, 1 in arsenal.
Just turn to Eclipse.
Wish I could see a turn 2 Eclipse.
Yeah. I'm attached to it, unfortunately. That's what's wrong with that. I was like, can I get to it? Oh, turn 3, sorry. 1? Small razor.
4. You can charge any number of times you want for each light card you charge.
No defense reactions.
Give it +1.
Glint.
No, it's just an attack.
Hey, take 3.
You're right. Okay. This is an interesting.
Yeah, so basically on this
Conundrum.
combat chain, all of my attacks get an additional +1 from this. Because I charge with the
Yeah,
same light
I
card.
think I do it this way. Pay for the braces. Come in with the Dawnblade for 4. Nothing floating, 1 in hand, 1 in arsenal.
As a reaction, give it go again.
Yes, you get a hit.
Lightning strike
I
for
can't.
8.
Yeah. So we get these. So we're gonna gain 1.
It's always hard on the first one,
2 attacks you go.
trying to balance out whether Nick's really wanting to hold on to his whole hand or not. Or whether he just doesn't want to trigger the reprise on the first one.
Yes. So you do have to. Yeah. There's definitely what you can't do. So you get another hit.
No defense.
No tech reaction.
Cool. So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Counter goes on the Dawnblade.
Yes, sir. Oh, I forgot to take 1 from Karen Huss, by the way.
Yeah.
There we go.
Left you. Drawing up and passing.
Cool. Banish 2. 1 miss.
9. Swinging for 8. 9 hit. Yep, okay. Reaction hit again. Raiden for 4.
Hmm. 4. 4. Let's go again.
No arcane? 1 arcane.
Yeah, 1 arcane as
1
well.
arcane. 4 would go again. No on-hit effect?
Shadow Puppetry. Get a look at the top card of my deck, and we'll get to reveal the top card of my deck.
Yeah.
I get a look, actually. I don't have to reveal it at all. Then I may choose to banish it or not.
To the arcane.
Mm-hmm.
And then take 4.
Cool. Shadow Puppetry.
Is it better playing this card?
I really hope it's this. And it's not this. And it's... Cool.
Go to social. Pitch. Coming for...
2
1, you're 2 and 4.
2 and 4?
Yep.
6. Okay.
2 resource remaining.
Yeah. That's going to be a 4 at the end.
Where do I want to play this? Do that, this.
Okay, I think I'm trying to push at this point. So I'm going to take 2 here, down to 20.
Yep.
And I'm just going to block 1, take 3, and then presumably take 4. Yep, so take 7.
Create a rune charm.
You can go from like for 1 charging if it hits
Pitch 3. Oh, and you took the 1 from the carry husk. Pitch 3. Doorblade for 4.
Sorry, I'm not finished blocking.
Okay.
That's rated 3. Went to give it a go again because you blocked the card command and draw a card. Diane, draw like a 7.
I knew it was coming. I was sitting there being like, please be Lumina, because I had 4 actions. And I was like, hey, he's playing Lumina. Ha!
Oh yeah, I have.
No,
So it actually
courage.
overrules damage as well. Yeah. Good call.
14.
For
No cards.
Still not that bad against me.
It's for 7 if you block with an attack action. It becomes 8.
just gonna. This is an interesting conundrum. And I'm wondering
That's why I wanted to be able to play that one, but I couldn't, so I had to do it in that
think I'm
order,
just
hoping
gonna
to block
use
so I
strike
could
of
win
foresight.
a card and take pitch.
draw a card. So at this point, I'm basically opting. I'm happy with that on the top of my deck.
Come with a 7, go again.
Got 1 floating, 1 in hand. Currently, I'm at 7.
No.
Yeah. Cool. Counter comes off the Dawnblade.
Mm-hmm.
Drawing up, ending my turn.
Finish 3. 1 miss.
Yeah.
Next time it's +1 go again.
We'll go to 4.
Cool.
Wherever the 4 is, there it is.
Yep.
Oh, all of it.
And we'll take 3 and then turn.
Cool.
It's the first attack that hits the second. So if your next attack misses and you play another attack after it, it still counts. Yeah, if you look at the text, it's
Yep.
Fella.
the next time an attack action card you control
Pitch
is
1. Dawnblade for 3, 6, 9. On a hit, go again. If you defend with an attack action card, it gains +1 until end of turn. Nothing floating, 1 in arsenal, nothing in hand.
Now,
No defense.
but
Reactions.
after I declare
No
block,
attack reaction.
then I'm declared.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Cool. Ending my turn and passing.
Yeah.
At that point, it would be breaking courage when they hold to go again.
Yeah, which is, feels real bad, right?
Feels real
I
bad
was
at that
like, I
point.
don't think she's doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. No, there's,
And we revealed 2 non-hits.
Yeah.
God, this is not getting good.
You got no clue.
Huh.
So it's 6 and 1 hurricane, right? It's gotta go again.
Dun, 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 dun.
And I see your banished.
Seeds.
Yeah.
No, the ones that matter, yeah, those ones.
Push for 3. Seeping Shadow. Play Bound Demagon for 2 Arcane, 5 Physical with Go Again.
2 arcane, 5 physical, go again.
Yeah.
7. Nothing floating.
No
3
results
cards in
fine.
hand.
Yep.
And then Bound Demagon is banished.
So yeah.
No block.
No reactions.
Take 7.
Oh, now that's why. Yeah. I remembered 8. Why?
Pitch for 1. Play Meet and Greet with Go Again. 'Cause,
Before.
yeah.
Cool.
If it hits, creates a Rune Chant.
Yeah. Before with go again.
Yeah.
Actually, before I play, I'll check I can. Can you go?
I don't know if I blocked this one on the show.
Oh, no, it's a,
Oh, yeah, it's not close yet.
I was thinking fun
May I
as
look
well.
at your graveyard?
Yeah. Go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus 1 hurricane.
I'm gonna invert taking 2 cards.
I wish I hadn't
So you
blocked
take
the second
1
break
still until I can come in.
a couple of turns ago. It was probably stuff for me. It was definitely good for me.
You can go up in like 3, charging.
So you just spend a million.
Well, it doesn't go again yet. So I can't get it going unless it has overspace attack.
Threat.
Plus 3. And then go again.
What's that?
Wait for 3.
Yeah, enough.
I always wanted to put 2 weapons in the rear of my order.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
And if it hits,
Creates a Rune Chant.
creates a rich and then it'll be the same for that. So it's just 4 and then it'll be 4 again. Presumably, unless you have another card that you want to play. Because it could be about anything.
I haven't used a Soul Shackle, so.
You haven't used the Soul Shackle yet. Correct.
Seriously, does it?
Pitching the red.
Hitting the invert was just game, I think.
I think I want to stop the rune chant. So I think I'm doing that. Blocking 4.
Okay. We've got a 5.
Yep.
And Demon for 2.
No one hit.
No. 4.
Cool.
Shackles.
Yep, crit and jump.
Come on.
Take one from Tusk.
Yep. Pitch 2. Valor Dawnblade for 5 on a hurt, go again.
So go again. You get the blade off the either way.
5 minus 6.
So either way. 4.
Huh.
That'd be so funny.
I think I messed up on the turn, playing the Valor instead of the Determination.
I keep forgetting when I have bolts to set up the one hit of shadow puppet.
Yeah, I think not threatening the bolters with go again
Yeah, like
is
I think that would have been
yeah,
a smarter
because
move,
that way, like if I don't block, that's 8 damage
Yeah.
because you are gonna get bolters.
right?
But this way just means you're representing 5 damage with a possible +3
Yeah,
if I if it's a response and I block from hand, right?
and you can afford to take it at this point as well.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm just gonna throw the grass for 1 in front of it,
Cool.
which means I take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Definitely a fun part.
That's okay. Yeah, you are still learning how this matchup works,
Yeah.
as am
It's
I.
hard. It fucking sucks.
And look at me getting rip rolled.
Cool.
4
I love
misses.
That. It's good for me.
Yeah, that is good for you.
It's really good for me.
I'm gonna pitch that to play Art of War, choosing Banish and +1.
Yep.
Banish Red Riftbind and draw 2.
Cool.
2 resource remaining.
And I have one lock, like probably a card from your previous two.
Doesn't matter what they are, because I don't have anything to interact with right now, so.
Huh.
Like I said, it literally doesn't matter which one you choose.
Snake's not what you want to be doing either, I don't think.
This would be 5/5.
Chains, if you want to
This is a really frustrating hand.
because you don't need the resource and like you want to slow chain down rather than like
Sure. Tunic. 3. Tunic.
Or it is.
As it is, this card is better. Yes, it does enough damage. If it did 12 damage, Smith
go
got
again rather than
It is 5. No, it just gives all of my attacks on this chain +2. No on hit effects. As a reaction, give it go again. Celestial Cataclysm for 9.
Seeds.
changes off from Jason's list, so I'm playing the because I can find Eternity out nice. And playing it obviously.
Unhallowed Islets with just 1 arcane and 5 physical. Banish, picking red seeds to go on the bottom of my deck.
Cool.
Yes, it's all of my attacks on this chain.
One card in hand.
Yep. 1 resource remaining. And currently no go again.
Currently no go again, but the snappies are up.
Yeah.
So much faster, right?
Because what I would imagine would be happening would be snapping Soul Shackle into Red Riftbind probably, and then into the Nemean Blade. Unless it's something dumb like another Consumer Collision, which is a 1 cost card, I believe.
Like crush kills. Yeah. You know, you can play stuff.
Which is just not ideal. At this point, arcane damage is
+1 to this attack action.
less than the big physical damage. Okay. I'm gonna.
go again or +1.
I hate this. I hate chain
Yeah, so in my
much.
hand,
This
I took a
matchup
bunch of
sucks.
damage. Bunch of damage
It sucks so
turn
bad.
because I had 2 in
Okay,
soul.
I'm gonna take
I
the
had
arcane,
these 2 in hand with a tunic. So I was
which
like, if I
might be
charge
a
the
mistake.
3 and I we'll have 3 or 4 charges of soul, so I can get that going in place.
I'm
So I
gonna
should
block.
have 9 and rated for 5. But I think I'll have to damage plus 1.
I think this is just a really bad turn for you no matter what.
That's the thing, right?
I think mathematically you can look at it and go
I think I
1, 5, 4, 4, right?
Exactly.
I think you can see that as well. We take up the soul shackle to 6, and then it's 4. 4 with go again. No resource remaining.
Yeah, I think that this is just it at this point. Because I block 1,
Yeah.
take 1. I block 3, take 1 in this game.
This is a really tough matchup, to be quite
Yeah.
honest. This is my first time playing this matchup too. It's better than playing Prism into this. God
Yeah.
damn, Prism feels terrible into that.
Yeah, no, I wonder how much the Valor.
You made a really good choice.
Determination.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know how much of a difference.
So how much
it
did I
makes.
block? I ended up taking 4
You
out of the
took
5.
Yeah, you took 4 of the 5.
And you would have done 8. I think.
If you hadn't blocked, if you'd blocked, I would have done 2.
I think I would have been down to 2, but the turn still ends the same.
Yeah,
But you get me down to 2 instead of leaving me up by.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I once again didn't hit any sigils.
Okay.
Got
Sorry,
3
I
in
was
there.
reading upside down.
Oh, no, I got a 3. I got a 3.
Yeah, you go to 3.
Yeah. No, you
I did some bad math. Yeah, I'd end up on 3
Yeah,
at the end of that.
yeah.
But the turn still ends the same. Because
Exactly.
I take, 3 and then take 4. So I
Yeah.
could take 7 from 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's without blocking. Like if you'd blocked, it would have been an unsung response.
Yeah.
But it was just unfortunate that. Yeah, I
I
don't.
was going to kill you with an invert, and then I was like,
I know, right?
she hasn't played her nourishing. Why am I still holding on to this? And then I was like, the math doesn't work out the other way. Because the other way was, I play that meet and greet, and then I play that and snap it, and then play
Yeah.
the Nebula Blade.
Yeah.
But I realized I was 1 resource short, and I was like, so it didn't matter anyway. I still needed to pitch it the way anyway.
Yeah. No, this matchup I have just not worked out yet.
My next hand, and then my next
Yeah, right. 'Cause
vanishes.
Yeah. So
You wouldn't get to do anything if you survived that. If you managed to
That's
block
the
that
thing,
out properly,
right? I
you don't get to do
don't
anything.
until
And
I
then
hit a sigil, and even then, I probably still don't do anything.
and then this turn kills you, yeah, because I get the 2 misses finally. I actually hit some things. I get to do this for free,
Yeah,
which is really good.
it's so good.
And then I get to go into this. I get to tick up a shackle,
Yeah.
come in for
What?
10, because
10?
plus 1
Yeah.
with go again. And then I still have 2 resource remaining plus 1 card in hand. And it's like, I don't have Snapdragons at that point.
No, you don't.
But this still represents 4, this still represents 4, and this still represents 4,
Yeah.
which probably is enough. Well, this here enough is
That is a 4 card.
yeah,
Right there.
10, yeah.
Well, because that's a 1 card block.
Yeah, you have to
And
block
then
that.
plus 2.
Yeah. So this, yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Both this game and my game against Steven, I got the turn that I want to use this on just that little bit too late.
Yeah.
Like, it's so frustrating to draw 2 that late in the game. Yeah, I think I need to. Because my goal is to race and to kill you before you get to that
Yeah.
4 or 5 soul shackle point. But it's real. I'm finding it really hard to push through Carrion Husk, especially with that 10 block of the armor there.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering whether it's worth blocking out the earlier game just until I get that perfect turn, and then that becomes the point where I push.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Trying to work it out, and it's just obviously Chain is just so dominant right now that it is.
Yeah. It's in a bad place.
Yeah. Have you ever managed to get out Ursa or something?
Not in a while, but I have.
Yeah. I actually love Ursa coming out. It's perfect because it's basically a free blade counter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Yeah. Not like the stupid
Thank you, Ron.
To anyone watching at home, sorry that I wasn't able to take out Shane. It's alright, you live and you learn.
Let's find out what's going on in the chat.
Yep. Yeah, any questions, chuck them in there. We will do our best to answer them.
Let's see the answers.
Red Iron Song response in Arsenal? Yeah, I sort of thought so.
Yeah.
Chain ain't blocking, you're not wrong.
Nope. Both of us in this matchup don't want to be blocking.
Why did Nick flip 6? I already had 2, I sat on 2.
Yeah, okay. Yep, so I hate taking arcane damage against chain just because of that consuming volition free.
Dachi, use something like a scar for scars.
No, Jared was 100% right talking about 13 damage being a really dangerous point in this game just because chain can push that so hard. Yeah, at Peter, the Red Iron Song response in Arsenal was a really tough one. It was the kind of thing where I had a turn where I would have been able to push with the Iron Song response in Arsenal 6, 9, 12 damage. Which unfortunately that was the turn where Nick blocked 14. I think I could have gotten to like 13 total on that turn. I just couldn't quite get it.
So I did consider the Aether Weave at the start, Daniel, but I think Husk allowed me to strip her of her counter as well as still making progressive play the next turn. I think without it, I am in a pretty sore spot where I have to give up 2 hands instead of just 1, because you notice late game I gave up a full hand in my thing.
Yeah, you did, and that was a turn where I really wanted to be able
To
to like,
push damage,
after,
yeah.
But that was my draws that I got after that were just not enough
Yeah.
to push through after that turn.
I thought so I was at 3 tokens, which is like nothing, but I was like, all I'm taking is a max of 4 damage, and I'm setting myself up for another turn. If she has one bad turn like that followed it, which is what you did,
Which is what I did.
I'm fine. And I was like, I'm way higher in life now. If I take this for a mediocre turn, it's not good while still giving you the advantage. I was like, I just have to block it, don't take anything, wait till I have a good hand plus something here.
Yeah, because that's the really tough thing about chain is that even if you're blocking out basically everything, you're still able to tick up the soul shackles and basically only take that soul shackle damage, which is still damage, but does nothing for me, really.
Yeah.
So that's a really frustrating thing is that even if chain blocks out multiple turns in a row, you just have to wait for the right hand to come up. And I'm basically just waiting for the right hand to come up, and then I'm dead in the water, which unfortunately in a deck which is so massively red comes up fairly frequently.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Since I'm not playing Guardian of the Shadow Realm, Husk is just my alternative to it, which is what I have to sit with, because if I'm not playing 2 shadows, then I lose out to her really big attacks over and over again. Even if I don't play block, the race changes if I don't have either of those 2.
No, it's really tough. I'm still trying to figure out my plan going into chain in terms of whether I, like I say, like try and block out those first few big chain turns and just wait until I hit my right point to actually start racing, rather than trying to race from the beginning. It's really tough.
When you do the combo, you're like,
I need to buy a foil out of war.
Yeah, so Peter, I can Iron Song response even if they don't block from hand. The issue is that it is a massively valuable card, which at that point I did want to have an arsenal because he was theoretically blocking from hand at certain points in the game. So being able to go with a Great 3 would have been really, really nice at that point. It's just unfortunate that my hands didn't allow me to get to that.
I agree with you, Dan. I'm like, no other matchup do I play Husk. Every other matchups I play Aether and Iron Weave. There's just nothing better, to be honest. How much it enables you is actually crazy.
No, it's just I think running anything but Husk into this matchup is kind of
Yeah, I would like
it's a difficult
if I was more comfortable with matchups. So this is my first time playing the Warrior versus Chain matchup. I think if I was more comfortable and sort of knew where it was going, I might consider it a lot more heavier and try it out. But
just because like for me, I really want to burn up the Husk as quickly as possible, which is the Steelblade Supremacy turns or my first Nourishing Emptiness. Those are the turns that I want.
Yeah.
That I want them to burn the Husk on, and I want them to burn it early, because then that's when stuff like Remembrance starts coming through, and I can push more damage with less block on behalf of my chain opponent, so to speak. But it's just really tough coming through at that point.
yeah.
I would have saved the red and the blue and blocked with the rest of it so I could pitch the red and play the blue, basically.
There's actually more warriors today than there is chain.
Yeah. No, it's really interesting just because I think Chain is doing really well, but I think a lot of people find them very frustrating to play. Just in terms of he's such a dominant hero that it kind of, at least for me,
Takes
the
boring.
fun out of it a little. It's the same with Ira, right? When we were playing Blitz, Ira just became a boring hero because you knew what she was going to do. Yeah.
No, you don't keep Husk against Prism. You're racing Prism, so you want something that enables you better. So you can block your 3-year additions with just your Skullcap and your Graphs anyway. You don't actually... Yeah.
Because Herald of Your Edition by itself isn't necessarily the most intimidating card, it's just after it becomes buffed by other things that it becomes frustrating. And ideally, like, it's the same logic for me as well. Like, if it comes to the point where the Prism is getting out more than one Herald of Your Edition, I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Really? Or they are drawing like a god. Either of the two. But, yeah, Herald of Your Edition, you just don't want it to come out at all, honestly.
I would have played it, but I'm not happy with the Warrior matchup as it is. So I just don't want to play it at the moment. Husk versus Ranger. I mean, technically you can still do the same thing with the armor, and the armor enables you. I think you guys are looking too much at Husk as a defensive measure. But for decks like Ranger, where sure, most of the attacks are pretty high. Usually you can get away with throwing 2, 4, 5, and then 3 from your hand. And usually that will stop them.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about the. I've completely forgotten the name of the class.
I did.
The Runeblade. That's the issue
Yeah.
with the Runeblade being able to run so much block.
Hey Dan, Sasha's here playing Bravo. Does he count?
But yeah, 50 people watching. Thanks for calling that out, Jen. It's great to see the stream growing so much.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, right. Like that's one of the, because I talked about this a little bit on the podcast. I think that's one of the craziest things for me about like coming into Flesh and Blood is how phenomenal the Dunedin streaming scene is. Like the fact that we're able to put out such phenomenal content and like have you guys actually be interested in watching it.
It's
It's
awesome.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Greg's done an amazing job, and he should be very happy with himself.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think he's got a few. I think he's got a few Outer War +1s to be uploading in the next All Guardians play count. There's only one playing today.
Yeah.
He's usually like a max of 2. No one else plays it.
Yeah.
I have one, but I'm not wanting to play it. There are other things.
Yeah. I just find that Bravo is a bit too slow for me personally, just because I tend to be quite an aggressive player, so I like being able, like, doing the warrior thing or the chain thing and being able to just be very aggressive constantly. I find that Bravo is a bit too slow for me. I've like played around a little bit with the idea of attempting as much of a OTK Guardian as possible, where you just get out 9 potions and then get off multiple dominate crush effects in a turn. But it's really hard to get to that point, and like again, that requires way too much setup for me to actually be able to play it and have fun, which is the whole point.
Just if you get the button on the wrong side, Alan will
I think a lot of people have it's too strong of an attachment to their hands and to their arsenal in regards to keeping CC. I think you can actually rely off little resource. Like, you can survive off 3 resource in Runeblade that you don't actually need to play Husk against the CNC. Unless, of course, there's a pummel there, and then I think you can just get away with throwing 3 cards. It is understandable wanting to keep your plunder runs, but, like, your turns are so strong off little resource. Like, if you have 2 blues and 2 reds, to me, it just feels safer to... You can just keep 1 blue, or you can keep the 2 blues and throw the 2 reds away. Because what you're revealing from your being banished
That's the thing, right?
is actually what your cost is. Yeah.
Right? That's what, because I've played Chain a couple of times in like sealed format, and that's been what's absolutely crazy to me is you keep 1 blue and you can still have a whole turn.
Yeah.
Like, that's coming from Drinthea, where if you have 1 blue, phenomenal, but all you're doing is poking for 3, which people aren't scared of if you've just got, 1 card pitch, nothing in hand, even if you've got a card in arsenal.
Yeah.
You just take 3, and that's it.
Okay, Flesh and Blood players. Got Morgan versus Liam. Any chance you two want to go straight?
I don't mind.
So you're going to have Morgan and Liam on stream. Morgan is playing Dash Control, and Liam is playing Chain. Enjoy, guys. And maybe I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, put that in wrong.
Never mind, the match is probably changing.
Yep.
Yeah, put it in wrong. Hold on.
It's alright, just spicing up Friday armories.
Yeah.
It's not a real armory unless there's at least 1 recurring.
Yeah. Exactly. We had that happen on Wednesday as well.
It did, yeah.
We went into the second last round, and it was supposed to be either me versus you or you versus Liam.
3 2-0s and none of us got matched up.
Yeah, it was like none of us got paired against each other. It was like, what?
We all got pinned down, which shouldn't happen when you got 3 2-0s.
And then they got repaired, and they ended up with Liam versus Rowan, which is what you guys wanted because you didn't want to verse me.
Yeah, we didn't want Chain. It was so frustrating going into Liam's Rhino just because it's so defensive that it becomes really frustrating to just be blocked out. But, yeah.
Well, it's still Morgan and Liam.
Yeah, there we go.
Morgan versus Liam, Elijah versus Michael.
Are you guys playing on stream right now?
Sasha versus Nick, Stephen versus Ryan, Callum versus Kenny, and Rowan versus Caleb.
Talk to you later, stream.
Talk to you later. Apparently, they don't want to play on stream, which is fine. It's their choice.
Sorry, that's
Who am I against? I wasn't listening.
Nick, you're up against Sasha. Michael and Elijah. You guys want to go on stream? Nobody wants to. Michael.
Go with it, yeah.
Here's a Digimon card. feels weird being this so far this over this side. Yeah. My first instinct was just to pull it over, then I'm like, I shouldn't actually do that. Who are we?
Chain.
Dorinth, yeah.
Would you guys be able to pull Elijah's playmat back a little bit and pulling one forward a little bit?
Like that?
Sweet.
Yeah, oh, sorry, they should come out with chain. Just because like there's not many attacks there. You want to try and get some cards in the shades here? So we look very unique. Like, yeah, a couple of things purifiers. The other ones, like these things. Three. The only general need one for each just in there, so you can draw one.
How are your other games?
Sorry?
How are your other games?
Not too good. First round I got real unlucky with the shackles.
Yeah. I was against Greg first round, and his first shackle banishes the legendary, the not the Eclipse, the other one, Soul Reaping,
Oh, sorry.
the chain specialization, yeah. And that's just his first one. It's like this is kind of just this is how the whole game's gonna go. And yeah, he just kept banishing like the worst things.
Yeah, no, it's rough some all day. I think I finished like 2 of my audibles, 2 of my instruments, 2 of my CNCs.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense when you take one.
Probably won't be far off what that because
Who was the first game against?
Social.
Playing Grappo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just dicked me. Can't do anything. Just total.
Yep.
I'll go. I don't know what else. I'll go first.
Right. I think first is probably the best thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can keep that as well. So you keep that as well, you just don't attack. You just like
6. Pitch for 3. Dawnblade for 3.
I don't have that. Oh, even Victor's one of them. So, it's releasing some well, that's
Plus 6. Arsenal. Yep.
the 24th is the release date.
I have my water bottle.
Soul Reaping.
Oh, get that.
For 6.
6 and you gain a pitch.
Yeah, 6 again a pitch. And it's got ability.
And there's no on hit effects or anything. No blocks.
No reaction.
Taking 6.
You strike the
Oh, the release date. Okay, that's right. Alright, that's right. Have the release
move 5 to 4.
Take 5.
Awesome.
Yep.
Take 1 block.
Yep.
It'll be delayed a week, and then it'll be on the same thing. This one was Was this the new distributor?
Pitch for 3. Red Warriors fella. Dawnblade for 6, and if it hits, go again.
I'll carry this one.
God damn it, I'm an idiot. Plus 1.
Because I will run those on Saturday. So what if you double queue
I got
on
no
Sunday?
Yeah, so taking 1.
Saturday.
Pitch for 1. Dawnblade for 3. Skullcap could only block for 1, right?
Yeah, 2 and 1.
Oh, right, 2 and 1. Yep. Arsenal.
2 soul.
The Soul Man. This is not what I want in my hand.
Erisa for 2. Sending 6.
No blocks.
No.
Take 2.
Seeds.
It doesn't add plus 1 to the refund thing. It's not a. It's an instant. Yeah. You want to show?
You think it's just a dick waving contest between like two companies?
pitch 3, and then no blocks.
Oh, you got that.
So I'm blocking Arcane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to 10. Taking 10.
Oh, no, it's sitting.
5. Take 8.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Rough one
This is rapidly not going my way. No blocks. 4. Yep. Yep. Pitch for 3. Warrior's Valor. Iron Sun's Determination. Attacking for 5 Dominators. And if it hits, go again.
Take 4.
Dawnblade for 4 Dominated still. Arsenal, gain a counter.
Free social.
Yep. Can I go grab my water bottle?
Oh, yeah, sure. That's 2 to create a group.
Yep.
Touch 3. Hell from Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Shackle. Touch 1. CNC for 9. And 1 okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can get cheers, make a bunch of cheers like 10 like, we get 30 people, I'll get guaranteed 32 people. Yes, for both of these. Well, not, okay, maybe not a guaranteed 32 for the. There's a, I'll have a guaranteed 32 for this week. Okay. So I did just figure out, like, Friday night's the most popular pre-release night.
So really, you're only 10 seats in the hall. That's not too bad.
Yeah, but I couldn't fit that.
Yeah. So maybe to tons of people away.
9?
Probably like just rented one spot.
Yeah, back in my day, take them.
Oh yeah, take the arcane and then block 9.
Used to be an issue with the allocation, but you used to sell out. You just, get in there last.
The issue
Just touch them, flinch hard.
it's just I might look at rental space. It's tricky though, like,
Destroy Courage.
I do need some line on text.
Iron Song. Hitch for 1. Supremacy. Dawnblaze for 7 Dominators, and if it hits, draw a card. Yep. Draw. Destroy Refraction. pitch for 3, pay for braces, Dawnblade for 8.
The only flexible player that I respect.
Draw. Arsenal. Gain a counter.
So we are still the only flexible player.
There's an argument to be had that while I should be like their reply is an extra
Oh my god. The relief.
I'm not saying that pushing blood doesn't have interaction because I know that it does technically. But the thing is, only one
There's also only one camera spell, so. Make trap. Cool, camera spell, but camera's the next spell I play.
Yeah, sure, I guess that counts. So I have to play that on your
If I survive this, I really think it's only because those soul shackles are not great.
Shackle.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm hearing is mental misstep, and that's about busted.
So, because I think I've met James before, the creator, one of the creators I'm just telling people
XMLs.
not only hates
For
Blizzard,
one
but also
and two.
hates Blizzard, just as a concept. Just like, he must have been, like, I reckon he was probably a red flag. He probably
No blocks.
just, no red flag.
I'll take the 2.
Only great.
No blocks. 1.
Don't get me wrong, I am the epitome of freedom magic gathering. I have always
Ooh.
been thinking that 1 is not 0. 1 is not 9, remember.
Is the agenda playing great? Yeah.
In fact,
One is a
one
base 12.
is the max number. Yeah, we thought about playing, what's it called, Black Magic. Then you get 13 Death Shadows.
So you do it with Freaksy, huh?
4?
Yeah, chance for cards. So then you play the
Ooh,
same
God. Take that 3. And I'll just think about what to discard.
It turns out I've just got it on the background. While
Just want everyone to know they are a cow.
We lost 4 people.
Specifically for calling them cowards. You should have called them simpletons.
Nebula form.
Like, with Flesh and Blood, there's an opportunity to actually
1.
imagine
There's not
20 years.
And I'll take
Even the ones that take now, like,
Pitch for 3. Plow through. Dawnblade for 8. And if you block an attack action, it gains 1. Yeah.
But like, honestly, to the eye from here, they're not bad.
pitch 3.
We cleared at the end,
Okay.
Then restore 2 and plus 1 on it.
Yep.
That's pretty clear magic cards.
How many twos on the table?
but we can just sit it there in the wrong sleeves.
Do that again. Draw 2 1 on.
Okay.
That's why I haven't been doing much with you guys. We get maybe like 2
What are you hitting for?
8. Yep.
I keep doing this trick here. That script is like that. I'll take this
well, I mean, I came over here initially to suggest that they
And we're like, we can take you a regular question with them.
David. Oh, I've got your results.
2-0 to myself.
not willing to play.
Sorry, no, it's escaped me for a second.
Perhaps I don't need to have such a enormous screen. Any records on that?
Honestly, we would improve
I think there's a one-off like April Fool's type.
9.
Don't know anything about the game. Just commentate that.
So mine goes to 9 because of plow through. I'll give it +3. And that'll be me.
Yeah, we're both hungry. Just like
Do you know of a way out of it? 3. Good game. Oh. Yeah. I really think I only survived because those soul shackles missed. Like otherwise I wouldn't not have been able to like do things. Yeah, I just wouldn't have been able to hit back basically at all. And I also didn't like having to block that chains because I was like, you had so many rift binds in hand that it would be like, oh, I could say that, but you got it out of me, and it sucked. Oh, it sucked so much. Good game.
Teach me your way.
How are you going?
I'm 2-1 right now, but I haven't figured out how to beat Shane. I hit 2 chains in a row.
I lost this game really. He just missed like 4 soul shackles, all missed.
Oh, yeah.
That was the only problem. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not lucky enough to play that kind of deck, you know? That's why I can't play Livia. Even though those are the 2 heroes from Monarch that I was like, ooh, I'll play these guys.
Yeah. Oh, Ash was wishing you well.
Ooh, hi is Ash washing. Ash washing. Blah.
Yeah.
Hi Ash. Come sit with me.
Yeah, I'm gonna come sit with you.
So there's not so much dead air.
Yeah. So walk me through what your deck is right now. Is it a basic go tool?
It is pretty basic go tool, yeah. Yeah, I'll need to watch that game back.
Yeah.
But I think he picked up a pretty good life lead quite early.
Yeah.
And I kind of had to respond.
Really
I had to respond with a pretty costly turn where I went Steelblade Supremacy and Ironsong Determination.
Yeah.
It did come through for me.
Yeah.
And it really evened out the field, and it gave me gave me counters that let me put on that pressure again.
Yeah.
But it was that game only went for like 4 turns or so it's like, yeah, I'm really trying to just go as hard and fast as possible because eventually they're just going to get stronger than me.
Yeah, I think that's something that I'm kind of torn on how I approach this matchup, whether I like try and wait out the perfect turn or whether I just like say fuck it and I use my equipment super early on and like just try and push as hard as possible as early as possible. Yeah.
I did throw my bolters at him at 25 life, I think it was, but I'm not totally sure. Here's a question for you. If you had a skull cap, because we are poor, would you...
Yeah, I have one now. Sorry, Michael.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
I'm not-
No, I'm gonna just... I'm eventually gonna just fork one over. But if you... Since you do have a skull cap, For the null rune,
Yeah.
would you go null rune hood or gloves?
Hood.
Hood?
Hood in an instant. Because Skullcap it's great for blocking,
Mm-hmm.
but the braces, when you can get them off, are good for pressure, and that's what you want to be applying in this matchup. I don't necessarily think that the extra one block from Skullcap is where you want to be,
Yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah.
Because when you can get the braces off, the extra one damage is really important.
Because getting any edge you can
Yeah.
against chain,
You need.
you need that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your last game against?
My last game was against Caleb on a Katsu, and it was rough for him. It was like basically a perfect game for me. I drew everything I wanted to draw in the order I wanted to draw it. Like, I had no off turns. I was able to be super aggressive. I ended the game on second to last turn was a 2 counter Dawnblade for like threatening 9 or something like that, 9 or 12 off of that. He takes the counters off, but he doesn't really have a turn. I draw up 2 blue hit and runs.
Yeah.
I have a Spoils of War and Arsenal, red hit and run, and Nourish Emptiness. He is on 4 life, so I Spoils of War Dawnblade for 5, he blocks 6, and then it's Dominated, Nourishing Emptiness for 9.
So kind of just wrap that whole thing up pretty quickly.
No. It's hit and run into Nourishing Emptiness is probably one of my favourite things you can do in this game right now.
Yeah.
And running Remembrance means that I can ideally do it like 3 times. Dominate.
Keep hitting them at it. Is that timer right for how much time we've got?
I think so. No, that can't be right. Hey Greg, is the timer right? We have 50 minutes left.
Is it?
Stay with us, caller. That is time in the round. You'll have your new pairing soon. Eagle-eyed, Michael. Eagle-eyed.
I was just like, I know my game was fast, but it wasn't that fast. Ooh, I got. This is not related to Flesh and Blood at all, but I want to show you this thing on Kickstarter. Because you remember the Animal Adventures thing?
Yes.
Campaign, like new campaign thing, getting Kickstarters. And I want to show you the minis.
We should probably come off stream for this discussion. We'll keep.
They can see the Smith. You get to.
It's pretty cool.
And the thing I'm most excited for, is look, orangutan.
Yeah, Greg, it definitely stands.
I want to play that.
Yeah. Yeah. That is dope.
Otter, red panda.
Yeah.
Otter cleric, red panda fighter, koala druid.
That is so weird. How the hell did that happen?
Oh, phenomenal. But yeah, do you guys have any questions while we're both on here? Michael plays Kasai in Blitz. I played Dorinthia in Blitz.
Apparently, I'm the only person who plays Kasai and Blitz.
Yeah, we both played Dorinthia and Constructed.
Yeah, I'm going back. I kind of was at a bit of a crossroad where I could either go chain, because I was interested in chain from the start, before any meta viability became a factor.
determined, yeah.
Because at the same time, I also picked Olivia.
Yeah.
But Dorinthia was the one that I started on, so I'm just kind of like, I should stick to what I know. I'm coming from a warrior back to Dorinthia, so it's not as big of a leap.
Well, it's 2 very different warriors though, because your Kasai was very much like a go wide Kasai.
It was go wide and it was aggressive.
Yeah.
It relied on a lot of things like Snapdragon Scalers and Snatch into Razor kind of things, which is hella fun.
It's trippy to play against, really. Like, going up against a warrior and seeing Snapdragon Scalers and the equipment is
As soon as anyone puts a Snapdragon, like, it does not matter who it is, you see Snapdragon Scalers, I'm like, what are you up to?
Yeah.
You're doing something.
It's one of the things that's so messed up about Chain right now to me is the fact that it's such such an aggressive build, or like it's got the potential to be so aggressive that Snapdragons is such a viable thing, even though it's got so much potential for go again at the same time. Like it just seems so broken to me.
Yeah, Elijah put on some real hard turns and constantly had that Snapdragon scaler threatening there. Because as long as it stays there, you have to be aware of the fact that he could do more.
Yeah.
And there was one point where I pitched a blue for 1 seeds, which might seem overkill, and in retrospect it sort of was. But the reason that I did it was because if he Snapdragoned later into a consuming volition, I would be losing a lot of my potential threats.
Yeah, that's the thing that messes me up so much trying to negotiate the rune chant damage and the arcane damage with Chain right now is balancing the consuming volition threat and the rip through reality threat. It's a tough one to try and balance out when to block the arcane and when to take it.
My lethal could have been a lot more threatening because he used a consuming volition to force me to discard. And it was painful.
Yeah.
It was still enough, but like losing an out for blood when I still had a pitch floating was not fun.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get you.
So, other than Chain, who do you find is the worst Dorinthia matchup to beat?
So, Dorinthia is obviously a real tough one, just because I overthink so much going into the Dorinthia matchup, because I know what the Dorinthia wants to do, and that just makes my brain try and overwork. I've also been finding Bravo really difficult, just because the Bravo right now meta is so life gain and block out focus that it is, even for a tall Dorinthia, so hard to get over because it's a card from hand and then 7 from Arsenal.
A staunch response, a buff staunch response, has ended so many of my games. Not games, but turns, really games. Just straight then and there, because I don't have a response that is that tall. I'm usually aiming for my best turns, aiming for 12 or so on my first hit. That's the highest I can go, and when they can shoot that down with one card from hand and then a staunch response from Arsenal.
Well, because the thing that
it's still hammer.
The thing that I'm trying to set up into Bravo right now, is something like a hit and run or a Spores of War Twinning Blade to force them to super overblock with 2 cards, pitching from Arsenal on the first one, and then come in for a second and then threaten third attack to gain a counter. But it's really hard to actually engineer that sort of thing going into Bravo when there's the constant threat of crush going on. Even if they're blocking out most of the time and just coming in with a hammer, it's really hard to work your mentality into blocking some of that hammer damage because it adds up real quick.
It does. They can often just block so hard and still have enough to just be hammer. Not a great time.
It's really tough. Other than that, I've really enjoyed going into Prism because I just find Prism is a really interesting hero to watch happen. Same for Bolton, actually. I am really enjoying watching the way that people are playing Bolton and testing out, because I feel like with Chain, the meta very quickly adapted to be very consistent. But I feel like with Bolton and Prism, there's still a little bit of wiggle room in terms of how people are playing it and whether they're going for Raiden or the Axes or the Centauri Sabers, and how that's building into how they do their deck construction, which I think is really fascinating.
I played a real close game against Kevin's Bolton just before, using Raiden, and that's a scary time, just being able to constantly have that. I think there was a moment where, I don't know if this is a regular Bolton play because this is the first time I had gone against a Raiden, but he just goes attack for 0. And I'm and he has cards under Bolton, so I'm what are you doing? I'm expecting something like a Razor to come in. it didn't come in. It just turned out to be a bad hand.
Yeah.
But I was really expecting reaction and then just go on
'Cause
from there.
Yeah, that's what Kevin has talked about before. So Kevin is someone who's kind of newish to the Dunedin scene, for me at least. And yeah, he's talked about playing Raiden, you raise a reflex it, and then you can give it go again. And then proceed on your turn from there.
Yeah.
Which for me, like, I get, but it's almost like that was one of my struggles playing Razor into Dorinthia, is that it almost feels like half a waste of a Razor. It's the same thing as like pummeling a club or the Anathos or anything like that. The Rompan Club or Anathos is like, sure, you're adding damage, you're able to keep doing stuff, but like, do you not want to give one or less cost attack go again?
I think
Like,
Razor, just using Razor for flat damage does often feel like a waste unless you're unless you're kind of pushing for like an on-hit effect, like your Steel Blade Supremacy or something.
snatches. Or,
Warrior's Valor maybe.
Warrior's Valor.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Whereas just using it for damage is a bit.
But yeah, then why not play, for me at least, my logic is why not play like Alpha Blood or Stroke of Foresight, where the reprise effect is even better.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I was just like speculating because I'm not totally sure what a Bolton was going to run.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm expecting some cost 1 plus 3 sort of thing. Because obviously I'm not going to block
Zero.
a 0. That,
Yeah.
because then
It feels kind of bad.
it turns out, I was like, he had nothing, but what if I turned out to block that and he's just like, oh, free cards.
Yeah,
Sure,
exactly.
thank you.
Well, I'm struggling with Beacon, honestly. Beacon of Victory, the zero cost attack reaction where you banish cards from Soul and the amount of cards that you banish gives bonus to the attack. That card is scary as hell to look down the barrel of. Like, especially in a deck like Ryan, if you guys know Ryan, who's played on stream before, he's really good at building up the Soul when he's got, you know, a huge amount of cards in Soul and you're potentially looking down the barrel with Beacon. It's an intimidating thing to kind of realize that for a zero cost attack reaction, there could be 8 more damage coming your way, depending. Like, yeah.
And he throws a lot for not much.
Yeah. Yeah. When people complain about Dorinthia's zero cost card and stuff like that, Beacon of Victory is so broken. I hate it.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool card.
I know that Dorinthia has a good matchup against Prism, but and I've had it explained to me, but it does not click in my head why.
So for me, when in my matchups with Prism, basically the only card I want to block is Herald of Erudition.
Yeah.
Every other thing, or at least this is with, so I've played Nyx, Aggro Prism, and basically my goal is just to race. I just want to push through damage and get them down before they get me down. And the good thing about having so much equipment that blocks and stuff like that is that you can kind of reclaim tempo and kind of block out those eruditions based on your equipment. I find it a lot harder against like Herald Prism to balance that because I, obviously want to be coming in with the Dawnblade multiple times and, getting counters and stuff like that, but the Heralds really do pressure you to, not the Heralds, like, Aura Prism really pressures you to actually take out the auras.
Yeah.
They buff you up. But yeah, it's really tough.
Have you played against Jared's Glisten Prisms?
I think I might have once. I can't remember how it went, but yeah, I love Glisten as a card. Glisten and Prism is such a broken combination, and I adore it.
Hates me. I hate that so much because that's the kind of like ruling technicality bullshit.
Yeah.
And like I came from Yu-Gi-Oh, so it is not nearly as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
But
it's the kind of technicality that I love. Like, it's just this weird kind of flip of the rules that really just makes the whole game so much more fun in some ways. Like, especially like if you're going into like I've played Glisten into Sealed as Prism, and like that is fun bullshit. Like, it's just such a broken combination of things to do. It really is. Yeah, being able to take your aura from deals 1 damage to potentially dealing 5 damage, or deals 4 damage to dealing 8 damage, is pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It just feels strange that I won. Yeah. It just feels strange that Prism struggles because it seems that being able to attack for like 6 or so with Go Again, and then maybe a couple of ones smattered on top, seems something that like Dorinthia would really be afraid of.
No, I don't, because the on hits for Prism are you feed your soul, great, and there are a couple that like deal extra damage. Like for me, the on hits that I care about are the ones that affect me. To be honest, like, ooh, there we go. Top table.
I'm not.
Are you
What?
top table?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this is my second time on stream, not third. I was against you the first round.
2 times on stream. 2 times on stream.
Oh yeah.
Right?
We should get Greg to play on stream sometime.
Fully. Okay.
I
chat, you
do
have
not
to
care.
tag Greg,
It is a horrible
follow
idea, and I
him
do
onto
not
stream.
care.
We're gonna get there one day.
Alright.
You guys deserve this.
Callum, you versus Morgan. You versus Callum.
3-0, Michael?
Yep.
Steven, you versus Nick.
Only because Kevin was nice. And he had to drop. So really I should be 2-1. But shh. You chain? I don't want that. I've only gotten like stupidly lucky. So the reason I'm here, because I got stupid lucky. Because I would have died against Elijah, but he just had 4 soul shackles and all of them missed. So
Top 4's a feature mini.
Yeah, not only do I, they've said on Facebook as well. I think I want one of the image ones.
Oh, yeah.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's not something I have time to do every week. It's gonna be going to the top half. So I need to figure out.
I think Ninja and Shane top right. I consistently suck at fucking Euro well, okay, no. John. And you for some fucking odd reason take out.
How have your games gone?
They've been alright. Got a turn 3 versus token versus Callum.
Gross.
Silly.
You're 3-0? 3-0?
Yeah, played Morgan last round.
Oh.
Which I won't know until.
Okay.
Snake eyes.
Oh.
I will start.
Ah, good luck.
That doesn't start with. It's not home or west.
Yeah, we just sit there like staring at the results going out of
No, actually, the go long or
So I don't just check.
Just. There you go.
Might not be seeing the screens.
Yeah.
Feel like one.
So the issue has changed really. that's the kind of way. I feel like I'm having to go now to get my pass. So I think I go get one thing.
3.
Reseed, bro. He needs to have a shower.
Oh, that doesn't work. Pitch for 3. Yellow Warriors. And Dawnblade for 5. No reaction. Pay for braces. Pitch for 3. Dawnblade for 4. Arsenal.
One and 5.
Pitch 3. And take 5. Three? Yep. Pitch 3. Nourishing Dominators.
I'll just take 4 on that one.
Yep. Draw to 5.
Some shape of this comment.
Yep.
I've done this mid game and it's fucking especially in like a Lumina turn.
Like a reach?
Mm-hmm.
Coming for 4 on 1. If you take the Arcane, he's going in.
Pitch 3. And take 4.
I'll take 1.
Pitch for 3. Red Warriors. Dawnblade for 6.
6, I won't go.
No reaction. Dawnblade for 3.
Which means that we take
6.
There's not much, but it's something.
Play chess. Play chess.
Glint. Reprise. Draw.
No, wait, actually, sorry, I don't take
20. Mm,
So you hate one. I need a season.
pitch for 2. Dawnblade for 3. Plus 3. Gain a counter.
Founding for 2 and 1. That's what you yeah.
This time.
Where's the second arcane?
2 damage here, 1 hit.
Oh, okay. And go again.
Let's just make this a meme game. Fun. It's fun. That's meme. I have different changes in this deck that should not go in this deck. It's in my sideboard for a reason.
1 arcane.
Okay, stubbies, okay.
2.
And maybe I'll play for 4.
Does that affect stubbies?
Oh, that was stupid. Pitch remaining.
1.
Okay, cool. That's me.
Mm, 4. Yep. Can I look at your graveyard?
That's Guardian Queen. That is Guardian. That is like factually beefiest class you're going up against.
Change seats.
Yeah. So starting to
Sure.
Destroy courage.
Yep.
this is coming from
Pitch for 1. Yellow warrior seller. Oh, Dawnblade for 6. Yeah.
that's what workplace bullying gets you. You want to do that shit? Fine. That's fine. We're up.
Okay. Arsenal.
Interesting. How many left?
I don't know how to play chains.
Oh, no, it's just maybe courage.
Oh yeah. No, I just feel like I didn't really have a chance to like give up any pressure, and it wasn't a great hand, and neither is this one.
That's why I took it. I do love you. Like that one. Not dominated equipment.
Rip through reality for 1 and 4.
Not dominated email.
Not zero. Shekels.
Shekels. Okay.
I did have to take when you got the card. To be completely fair, the
Take 1 and 4. Two. Chain's gone.
No, I've got 2 resources remaining. If I pummel, I actually go. I can't fit it. Two pummels, 2 cards.
Pitch for 1, Dawnblade for 3. Give +3. Yep. It's the second one in a row.
Let's start with the Sonata.
Oh.
I really needed it.
I think if I end up winning Armory tonight, it's literally just because I've been way too lucky for my own good.
This game worked pretty well. Finish, go again, draw 2.
Yep.
Immediately punch me down again, I love it.
You have just enough to give this go again.
Yep, reply for 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 1 arcane.
6, 1 arcane. That go again is cancelled. Like, is the Art of War go again?
Oh, sorry. Do you mind if I change? If
Yeah,
I
okay.
just go again.
Okay.
I always choose +1/+1. But we'll just do a bad refine. Just come with this for 3 and 1. Go again.
Oh, sure that hurts. I'll do 1 arcane and 3.
So now we'll play the Seven Shadows.
Uh-huh.
We'll play Howl from Beyond. 1 resource remaining. And we'll come in here. Nothing remaining. Coming in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 10.
Yeah. Go again?
Yep.
I don't want to get poked for 1, okay?
Yep, 10.
I'll break my iron wing. Shadow puppetry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Just touch on hits.
Three. Well, hold on to that actually.
Play like 6 soul foods in the bowl game.
Yeah, that was definitely wrong.
8.
Soul shackles.
Yeah.
Profile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8.
8. I can block with this again, right? Yeah. 8. 1, 2. How much do I need to block?
5 minimum.
5. Five?
No pitch isn't really an issue for me with this deck.
Pitch for 2. Dawnblade for 3.
No.
No reaction.
Take 3.
Destroy bolters. Dawnblade for 3. Give it +3.
Yeah. Still my soul shackles in. To a point.
So I don't think I took that damage from the last one. I should be at 1, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that makes this much scarier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shadow versus finishing, dealing coming up for turn 1.
Pitch 3. Block 3. K1.
Sorry, yeah, but yeah, I think that one better.
Block 6. Oh.
Yeah, take 1 from 1.
Here's my game plan.
As long as doing my blind deck count on my head.
Draw back up.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's not good.
Things. Secret shadows. Bounding demigod for 5.
So if I pitch a 3 cost, I get 2 on whenever I get to draw a card.
6.
Seeds. Soul shackles. You. Bounding demigod for 4. Go on, okay.
No go again?
Oh, soul shackles coming in.
Okay. Gain 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. Right.
One arcane, I see.
1 arcane.
Yeah.
Block 3.
There.
You still gain one.
Hell from Beyond. Rift Line for a bunch.
Yeah. Good game.
That second double read ended really much for that one, I think.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like I constantly get more red hands than I really can survive.
My early game was really bad. I drew 3 hands in a row of no attack actions. So I was sitting with an Art of War and Arsenal that I couldn't use.
I was kind of holding on to that. Like, just hoping that, like, oh, got a small lead, got to make something of it.
Yeah.
Which is,
Maybe the courage turn not really panning out.
yeah, I kind of basically signaled too hard that it's just like, just block this one. I can't do that much, but it's kind of like also I think if I didn't do that, I didn't really have any threats to pose.
Yeah.
And I kind of, because I think I had a counter. Did I have a counter at that time? I don't remember.
The courage turn.
Yeah.
I think you did because it was like, I was going to make it 6.
Yeah, it did. So I was kind of like, if I just lose this straight away, then I'm going to be a little bit screwed and kind of lose any kind of momentum. So it's kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Yeah, I was looking for opportunities to use my Ebenfold, but I didn't really draw an attack action that, like, I didn't draw any of my red fires or red gun and demigons to play. I was like, just putting a resource card in Soul and hoping you draw more resource or something.
At the last second, I'm kind of like, maybe the Sigil, he'll maybe overcommit to his 1 and then die to Blood Debt. That was kind of all I had at that moment.
I had that second last turn, if I didn't have lethal, I had, what's it called? Guardian of the Shadow Realm and Vanish.
Yeah.
So I was considering Snapdragon's Ink to put this in my hand to Arsenal it and get the defense reaction that way. That got 22 was scary though.
I've kind of like, I actually only have 2 glints because I only own 2 glints, so I'm...
3 now. Yeah, how long have you played Warrior Minecraft?
Okay, well, since Crucible came out, it's been almost exclusively Blitz.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna get.
I have one.
Right, place here. I don't think I have trades here, but yeah.
I don't know, one out sometime. They're not very expensive, I don't think.
I thought they would be because Warrior's always popular.
It's still unlimited, so it's pretty. See what Merchant's got the magic.
I was just, yeah, I actually also only have 2 Spoils of War because,
Oh yeah, that one's fun to wait on though, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
but today Twinning's just like come out and I've been able to do 3 attacks.
How high they're going to be, but
Yeah.
let's work these things out to the box.
How many tomes do you have?
Time of tournament.
Yeah.
I'm playing pretty much using chunks of this from the Devastation series.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't find any Tome of the Arcanite, so I'm not playing any of those.
I don't know if I have some in mind. I don't know, I made a chain real early and it was real terrible.
Gotta win one arm race, what? Gotta win one arm race, what?
Right,
Next $20 Digimon card then.
we're just sitting here.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like anyone's got any questions for you.
It's changed. It's always how it works now.
What is a good time to use Chains of Eminence? Just because I really don't know how to.
Use it. It's like, you're playing Chains of Eminence with your slowly going down.
Yeah.
And you just happen to had a turn where I only had one seed available,
Yeah.
and it was pretty much chance because I didn't draw many that whole game.
Is
Change
that?
is the way to go if you want to slow the game down, or like you want to slow a chain down so you can race it.
Yeah, because that's pretty much been the strategy. That's what I can really do right now.
Michael, question
Hi.
for you.
Oh,
Are you not playing Steel Blade Supremacy?
I am. It just didn't show up that game. I keep doing that.
That's my fault.
Yeah, I am. I am playing 3 Steelblade Supremacy. It's really good most of the time. Yeah, when it comes up, it's real good. And it really helps just combo turns, especially. I think today I might have gotten it off with a twinning blade at the same time, which is, yeah, real nice. It just didn't show up that game, and honestly, I'm not too worried about that because I was destroying so many reds. Another red just would have been the worst. Not many. I think about there, yeah. I need to go have a look at this again, though. I just haven't had time all week. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
So Daniel says for Liam, he reckons that Husk is a trap for a lot of matchups. You didn't play it this game, Liam.
Not even a minute.
More thoughts. It's not even.
Not even a minute tonight. Just 8 Iron Wave super powerful, and this team's trying to go as big as possible, as early as possible. So 2 reasons makes a big difference there. And, like, this is the matchup you want it for, right? But even then, it didn't feel like I needed it a whole lot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That game I would have had 16 blues, I think. I'm just unlucky.
yeah.
Did you test Guardian of the Shadow Realm and Seeping Shadows, or are they included in the chain deck?
Sorry, what's
Did you? So the question says, did Liam test Guardian of the Shadow Realm and Seeping Shadows, or are they included in the chain deck?
I don't really understand the question.
Have you got? That's exactly what it says. Guardian of the Shadow Realm. Did you test it? And Seeping Shadows.
Or are they included? I was playing them tonight because I was playing Jason's list, which was running both of them. The Seeping Shadows is good when you're trying to go multiple rift lines early in the game. Going in the Shadow Realm is like, so it's like when you play 8 Iron Weave,
Hoping that people watch this.
and the Warrior and Bravo matchups, which is pretty nice.
Bong. Demonetized for violence.
As if
Gotta
we
be
were-
monetized.
as if we were monetized, yeah.
What do I find is the worst match up for Chain? It's probably Bravo piloted well, and the Mirror. And next just whispering aggro prison, but I played enough. We'll see.
He's entitled to his wrong opinion.
Besides the Turtle Katsu, do you think Wizard could get any support like an OK and CC? Yeah, I think there's definitely potential for Wizard cards that help him out. We'll have to see. I think he's alright at the moment. There's just a couple of decks which make it hard to play him. Like, people are always going to be playing 3-0 and Bravo. Things like that. Yeah. Are you reckon Turtle Katsu is the worst matchup for Chain? I totally disagree. I think you have to get really unlucky with banishing all your Art of Wars and your Shadow Puppetries to lose that one. Like, that's just slightly worse Guardian in that way because they have so much less armor. Flick Flak's going to make up that difference, but a lot more of the cards block too anyway.
I agree that Husk is a trap, but because I'm not playing Guardian of the Shadow Realm and I haven't played the Warrior matchup enough, I do have to play a safety net to be like get me through the game. So that's why I play Husk.
Alright, well, I might close off the stream then.
Okay. Alright, thanks for the questions.
Clear now.
Alright.
Yeah, we're finishing at a reasonable time.
Yeah, it's quite nice. I'm incredibly tired. Whoa, where's the camera here? It's over there. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, about to sign off. That was round 4. We had 14 players tonight. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I think we had about 40. I think there was a point where we had 54 people watching today. So that's even better. We're cracking new highs every week. So remember to subscribe, like, and comment if you can. If you've got something to say, definitely chuck it down in the comments and make sure that you're giving us all that feedback. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Nick's only lost, you first round. My only loss, you second round.